Hello and welcome to another exciting episode of
The English Couple.
the couple of people who haven't been on their channel for, what, another month?
More than that.
More than a month?
I think so. I think it's more like 6 weeks perhaps.
My goodness, how is it possible that we have not done... Yes. Ow, thanks. We have not done a thing. And yet we have been all over the place doing some exciting things, and we've taken the camera and we've had every intention to go and do an English couple whilst we were at places like the Sounds Beautiful Festival or at Dora's Dairy or wherever it happens to be.
Or in Buxton.
Or in Buxton,
again,
where we were, yes. But due to circumstances beyond the control and the very busyness of everything else, we didn't get a chance to set up the camera.
Grovel.
Yes. That's our excuse, and we're sticking to it.
Yep, like glue.
Like glue. So, anyway, the last week, however, has been a very interesting week. Hope you enjoyed it. Is that it?
No.
No. So what did we do the last week, the lovely Julie?
Well, indeed, the last week we were at the lovely Dora's Dairy.
Oh, yes, Dora's Dairy.
Quarry Farm.
Quarry Farm in Wiltshire.
Yes, indeed.
Near Swindon. But not too near.
In Purton.
In Purton, where John Cook and Amelia and Sarah and the rest of the comedy team.
Comedy?
Yes, this is a comedy team of farmers.
I thought that was just us.
That we are the comedy team. We head up the comedy team. We were working there, doing a working experience.
Yes, in as much as we could with
a dairy
two
farm.
boys.
Oh yes, I forgot. Yes, you took your two boys.
Yeah.
And as soon as we opened the car when we arrived, they ran off, and we never saw hide nor hair of them. They weren't under our feet. They weren't causing us chip. They weren't moaning about this and moaning about that and getting wet in the weather and the rain. Well,
yeah, well,
maybe a little bit of that was optimism. So yeah, John runs a dairy herd for milking, which we did all that. I get told off every time I do that.
Well, you just love doing that, don't you?
Well, we did a little bit of that.
Well, we're never actually doing that though. It's just test.
Yes, D-test. No. So we were there to work on the farm, Dora's Dairy Farm, and drink raw milk.
Yes.
That was the whole point of the exercise, and we did both.
We did.
We
did an awful lot of other things as well.
We did. What other things did we do?
Well, we cleaned some troughs. We
scrubbed, I think.
Scrubbed some troughs.
We scrubbed
actually.
some outdoor troughs that the cows go... Or when they see the algae growing in there, they go... Which is a factum totem pole.
Yes.
We cleaned out the pigs. Now, the pig house is quite low. And you get in like this on your haunches. And where the pigs have been in there for a little bit too long, really, that is good for them, the aroma
because of all the rain, you mean?
Yes, of the rain and their poo and their wee, the ammonia smell of the aroma was quite something to behold. But fortunately, we had colds. Couldn't smell a thing. So I went in there.
Unfortunately, you did most of the work anyway.
Yes, I did most of the work, cleaning out the pigs. And then putting in some fresh straw, which was extremely dusty straw, and got stuck in my throat, which I think is why my throat had this problem with my voice losing.
Maybe, perhaps.
And a lot of people were quite thankful for that. So anyway...
You were on a strike anyway.
Yes, and I, on my channel, had a YouTube strike, and when we came back, I've got another one, so...
It never rains, but it pours, does it not?
It certainly does, thanks to those lovely people with their aeroplanes helping it along.
Yes.
Anyway, enough of that said on this channel, the better. So, did you get to ride the horse? Because one of the things that we thought we might get to do is Amelia has a horse and her friend Heidi has a horse.
And Heidi did indeed offer that I could ride her lovely, lovely pony. But I didn't get a chance to, but that's all right. We were there on the farm.
We heard them, clippity-clop.
Yes, I saw them, I stroked their velvet noses and told them how much I loved them. And
yes.
It's all good. And what's better, I chatted to their lovely owners as well.
Yes. We cleaned out the yard. So the cows, we run out, chase the cows in, and they go, what the hell are you... And we do the milking, which we did pretty much every day. And of course, when the cows are in the holding yard, they're pooing and weeing more, and they're bringing in bits of straw and things on their feet and mud and what have you.
And then they get in the milking parlour and do some more in there, so that gets shunted out.
Swept
whilst
into
we're busy doing the
So
milking.
because it had rained quite a bit, it had moistened up some of the more solidified versions of their poo and wee.
Yeah.
Not that their wee ever solidifies, apart from in the winter. And John said, I think because it's raining, what a good day to clean out the yard, realising he had some willing, budding helpers who were helpless to do anything else. Gave us some scrapers, and there we were, scraping it all up.
Scraping poop off the deck.
From the edges all around into the middle, and then John could just whip it up with his tractor.
Tractor.
Yes, he's got
Yes,
a tractor. And he
Does he
could,
take a tour on his tractor?
yes, and he could do real
Around the tour?
farming
The
stuff.
farm.
Farming stuff. So we had a week on the farm, and we were camping.
Yes.
And it was
Camping.
great. Running around the
The
field
rain.
going, oh, hello, it's nice, isn't it? How are you? Nice, I'm doing very well, thank you.
Oh, suits you.
Suits you, doesn't it?
Anyway.
So we did a lot of camping, and because the heavens opened and the rain came down,
Down came the rain.
it's happened again.
Again.
The thunder and lightning. So that was a bit of a bugger, really.
Yeah.
But
I mean, it's all good fun in the way of camping goes. I mean, is it really a childhood if you go camping and it doesn't rain at least once?
yeah, 7 days, maybe a bit much. But we did have some good quality food. We found lovely little greengrocers,
And farm shops
farm
nearby,
shops
yeah.
nearby. So we did have some of that. We did do a couple of takeaways, which were quite expensive
Yes,
for chips.
phenomenally, and they were not.
And they were
good
not good chips.
It
I'm
was
sorry to say
horrible.
that Cricklade, your chip shop there, no good.
No comparison to Vita.
In Worthing,
Worthing.
where we have much better chips. Because it's a seaside town and people expect to have chips in a seaside town, so the quality has to be superb.
But recently we thought maybe their standards had slipped a little. We weren't sure because we had a sneaky one recently, hadn't we? But
The sneaky
Vita,
one?
Vita.
Oh yes, we'd had a sneaky one at Vita, behind the bike sheds where no one can watch. So that was interesting.
Yeah.
And what else did we do? We didn't really go...
You are no longer a kebab virgin.
Oh no, I'm no longer. I did try a kebab, and it was okay. I wouldn't do it again, to be honest with you, but it was okay. It was tolerable, better than the chips. We didn't really leave the farm, did we?
Not a lot, no.
Not to go on a day trip. Although the last day we did leave the farm. Obviously, we've got to come home, but we did leave to go to Winkworth Farm,
We did.
where we
did.
had been fairly recently at a detox fair.
Yep, the Better Way detox fair, which was fabulous.
It was, and we were detoxing.
Yeah.
But actually, I
We've
was.
been detoxing ever since, actually.
Yes.
Illnesses and
Illnesses and all that
whatnot.
kind of malarkey. The red box is flashing. What does that mean?
Do you know what? I don't right.
I don't know. I've never seen that before.
Well-
It might mean that it's coming to the end of the tape. Not that it's on tape.
No.
Who knows what the secret is of the black magic box? And we've only been going 8 minutes.
Well, we'll go as long as we can.
Yes, and see what happens. If it suddenly goes ka-chunk, we'll have to edit in a bit.
Yeah,
So we did that. But we had a lovely time.
we did.
I mean, it was just absolutely gorgeous to be out in the countryside, away from the EMFs, all the radiation from the, all the signals in the house and all that, away from the routine of the house, hearing the morning glory of the countryside,
Yep.
waking up, the birds' song, because here we only get...
Seagulls. Squawking. Mine. And all of that jazz.
all of that nonsense.
Well, that was a chicken, wasn't it?
Yeah, but the seagulls do that. They go... Buck, 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 buck. They don't go... Buck, 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 but they just go...
They squawk. They have a very squawky butt. Yeah. Okay, yeah, we'll go with that.
They definitely do it. Anybody who's got seagulls near them know that they go... Buck, 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 buck. They were doing that. But they do it. I'm not arguing.
I'm not arguing.
Fantastic.
I'm
gonna
just being
smoke my
very
pipe
specific
now.
about the precise sounds you're making.
So I've bought this recently, which is
A very lovely smoking pouch and packet.
for the old pipe, you see. So you can carry... It's like a travel pipe bag. And you've got a pouch. It's a little pouch, really.
Nice little leather.
Better than the
pouch.
paunch. And you can fill it up with tobacco.
got, is it slightly silicone coating on the inside to keep it nice and moist.
Keep the tobacco moist, rather than, you know, you can carry it in the tins and things, but the tins come with these
Like so.
dreadful warnings unless you take the warnings
Unless you censor them with your lovely different coloured and patterned duct tape.
And you've got, I can't remember if we've shown the lovely viewer, the little singular viewer sitting on his potty watching this, your pipe.
I don't think we have as yet, which is why I have it here.
Ah, yes, get your pipe out, love.
I've decorated it, as you can see, so I know it's mine. Well, so I can differentiate between this and any other.
But that isn't actually a
space.
pipe.
No, this itself isn't. This is my little travel pack,
Oh, yes.
which you very kindly gave me the
It's a glasses
Ray-Ban
case, isn't
case,
it?
in fact. So it's very, very handy because inside I have this lovely pouch, which one of my other mini pipes came in. But I keep my little pear wood pipe in it.
Oh, look at that.
Is it going to focus? Hello? Hello? Yes,
It's supposed to focus.
I think it is. Anyway,
Yeah.
so it's inlaid with crushed turquoise. It's very slightly glow in the dark as well.
Radioactive.
Yeah, I think that's something to do with the resin they used.
Like the old watch dials used to do. Do you remember that?
Yes.
They stopped doing it because too many people had brain fever.
Isn't that the ones where the girls used to get? Well, their faces would fall apart because of they're having to lick the paintbrushes whilst
I was
sitting on
seeing.
the painting on the stuff onto the watch faces. No?
Yes.
Yes. No. Boom.
Don't know what she's talking about there.
No.
But we'll go with it.
Mind. Just smile and nod. Smile and nod. You're out of practice.
Yes.
Smile and nod. Darling.
Sorry about that.
See?
We also went to a festival called the Sounds Beautiful Festival, which was held at Gaunt's House in Dorset, which is quite near Bournemouth, but Wimborne. Wimborne is the place. It's quite near, in the middle of nowhere. Beautiful old country manor, which was
Absolutely
to die for.
Lots of history surrounding it, I'm sure, steeped in something.
Yeah, and it used to be a Georgian house, and it had Victorian adaptations and frontage shoved on it, which made it a bit bigger. It was still a lovely, lovely, rambling old place. You go upstairs and you hear, all the floorboards underneath creaking and the ghosts running around after you, pulling your pants down, all that kind of stuff.
Oh, really?
There must have been about 30 to 40 bedrooms, I reckon, there. So it was a real nice old place with a library that had these ancient leather-bound books in it from tomes 1800s and that sort of thing. Not really ancient, but old in terms of books and things, which was lovely to sort of open up that and step back in time and have a butler come along and hand you sort of tea and biscuits and whatever. Not that that actually happened, but it could have done. What else? So the Sounds Beautiful Festival was this kind of festival for open-minded people who are enjoying the truth. There was music, there was people selling things and trying out things, and there were talks, intense talks, you could say.
Intense talks, intense.
And I was one of the talkers who was intently talking. And that there are some photographs. I may even be able to sort of bung a photograph in
Oh, yes.
to demonstrate.
And I was a non-talker sitting non-talkingly in the background.
You were a listening talker.
Yes.
And
Listening with intent.
one of the people... Are you still there? One of the people I had to interview was Matt Letizia,
Yes.
an ex-footballer.
It's what, the fourth, fifth, sixth time? Something like that. You've done that now?
And I think it was the fourth
Fourth.
time. Once on my channel and 3 other times in front of live audiences. I'm sure that dear old Matt is quite sick of me taking the mickey out of football.
No, but I really think he should interview you next time.
Oh yeah, that would make a very interesting interview if it's all about me. Not
Well,
really.
I sure think so.
Yes. Well, I'm sure it won't really, but never mind. So we did that, and as we say, we went to the detox. We haven't done one since the detox fair,
Nope, since before that. In fact, since the last time.
and that was
Prior
at this
that we went
place,
to Dora's Dairy.
Winkworth Farm.
Yep.
And the lovely thing about Winkworth Farm is it was an old farm that dated back to something like the 1300s. A beautiful old farm, and you go up the driveway and you go into the middle of absolutely nowhere in the middle of the farm.
So nice.
And at this detox fair, which was run by the World Council for Health, and it's sort of detoxing from all sort of various pollutants and various things that people, some of the food that people eat, not really very good for you. And lots of speakers. I was emceeing, but they put us up they often use this for sort of wedding venues and things. And so they put us up in the bridal barn.
Yes.
Which used to be a barn housed the carriages.
Yep.
And then later on,
It
was the
served
pigsty.
as a pigsty.
It served as a pigsty when we were there. We left it a complete and utter mess.
No, we didn't.
No, we didn't. It was.
But it was ever so lovely. The lovely Tess Laurie, a nice little box of goodies in the kitchen of the cottage for us as well. And
Yes.
in that was a lovely. I can't remember who made it, but obviously the bees
thing.
made it. Honey.
Honey.
The ivy honey.
Ivy honey.
So, that was really delicious.
Not
It was
honey from the ivy.
no, but honey that where the bees have supped on ivy flowers.
Yes.
And it was very grapey taste, very lovely.
Have we eaten all of that?
Yes.
Oh. We were at one
Sadly.
time, lovely Julia, we were at one time going to do
Yes.
a English couple where we taste different bits of honey.
That's right. We were also going to go and visit some beehives as well.
The bees
we
seem to
haven't
be
done either of
suffering at
those
the
yet.
moment because of the bad weather.
Unfortunately. I still have lots of little pots with lots of different honeys in for us to try.
Oh, good.
I wish I'd added some of the grape one.
Grape.
Sorry, ivy. It's
Ivy.
Grapey
Is it
flavoured.
grapey? Yes. It's grape for groping your ivy. If you like groping your ivy, great. Scrape. For that, it's me scraping now the bottom
Scraping
of
the
the barrel.
barrel.
Yes, of the ivy barrel. Draw.
Oh dear.
So anyway, we did that for a couple of days, and that was nice. And there, of course, John and, well, it wasn't so much John, it was Sarah from Dora's Dairy was selling their ice cream from their own raw milk.
Yes. And
So we bought copious amounts of that, put on lards and lards of fat. That was delicious.
and of course they were selling the raw milk as well. Bless her, Sarah. Sarah did a good trade there, I do believe.
Yes. So that was nice. So we've certainly supported the raw milk industry as much as we can,
Yep.
and the detox industry, and the wedding venue industry, and the old farm buildings industry, and pigsties.
Yeah, yes.
You see, it's amazing. We went to Dora's Dairy, cleaned out the pigs, and we stayed at Winkworth Farm and stayed in an old pigsty,
Yeah.
which we didn't have to clean out.
Yes. Well,
God for that.
Thank.
But it was like an old barn, really, because it had
so lovely.
like a hay barn, a hay loft,
Yeah.
which is where the double bed went for all the you know what goes on at night with new bridal suites. God, we could sniff
Yeah.
it. And then downstairs one evening we had a lovely old chin chat, didn't we, with
Yep.
bunches of people who came in.
Bunches of people.
Well, I can't remember who they were now. There was John and Roger Meacock, the vet,
That's correct.
the veterinary. Is it
Veterinarian.
veterinarian? Come in here, veterinarian. I've got a cow for you to stick your arm up.
Except I think he does horses.
He does. But actually, in the week that was, where we were staying on the farm, the vet did turn up, and a trainee vet was brought along called Sam. I think his name was Sam. And he did have to stick his arm up the backside of a cow, almost the same distance as you are from us. That's 230,000 miles if you're on the other side of the world.
Slightly
No,
too much information too.
yes,
There
but
we go.
he did have a plastic sleeve.
We're
Unlike,
going to get a full description now. Brace yourselves, ladies and gentlemen.
And it went like that.
That's enough. That's enough.
It slipped right in there, and it went right up to his arm like that. And it was testing the ovaries and the
Yes.
unders, the sideries, and all of that, making sure the
and the
cows
backwardsies.
and the backwardsies. And yes, when it came out, there was an armful
my
of
gosh, do
brown
you really?
paste.
Yes,
Wasn't
obviously we do have to.
And the thing was, the great part of all of that was, I still had a cold. I couldn't smell a bloody thing.
Yes, this was a benefit.
It was
of
a
course,
benefit
indeed.
to the whole thing. So if you are going to be a veterinary, and you are going to, veterinarian, however you pronounce it, if you are going to be one of those and you've got to stick your arm up cows, always have a cold or put Peg on your nose. She's a nice girl and she doesn't mind. So,
Lovely, lovely, lovely.
did you miss us? Have you missed us? Have you missed these shows?
Good gracious.
These shows are lovingly put together. The script takes ages to write.
The funny thing is, I've always got so much lovely things and so many lovely things I want to talk about, but then you open your mouth and these things fall out, and everything else in my brain goes, phew, oh, yes, okay.
What lovely things.
I can't remember. Oh, yes, I had a chat with Heidi about Pig, the pony, Pig. She's
got a pony called Pig, and they've got pigs called ponies.
No, but they do have a cow called Pepper. So we've got Pepper, the cow, and Pig, the pony.
They're all mixed up, these people. Yeah. Anyway, you spoke to her.
I was chatting to her about her very lovely pony, and she's what the Native Americans would have called a medicine hat horse. It says special markings and on her that
a medicine hat horse.
That particular powers are associated with them, and they were very, very treasured, warrior ponies basically.
Right.
And they would, lovely chat I had with her about that.
Good.
Brown ears for the hat, and then they've usually got it's like natural eyeliner, and often blue eyes as well. We're talking about ponies here.
Yes, and the hat, the pony doesn't. I didn't see the pony wearing a hat.
No, but it looks like a hat because of the brown just on the ears. Anyway, I thought it was highly interesting. It's when I first noticed. It's something I'd read about a long time ago, and I've always been very interested in tribal and particularly Native American ways. I thought it was interesting.
Yes, it was interesting.
Look it up.
Absolutely
Medicine hat.
We were so gripped there on the edge of our seat. We were unable to speak. One of the other things we did.
Because you weren't talking.
I wasn't talking, so it's obviously not terribly interesting. So the other thing that we did was we did have a look at some land, because we are looking for some land. Although this particular land is rather large and huge, but just for the fun of it, really.
Yes.
Didn't we? We went off.
And
the experience. We went off and had a look at the land, and there was a number of little farms contained within this area that were up for sale, probably beyond our private funds. However, that's not to say it ain't going to happen.
Nope.
There's things going on in the background that you can't possibly know and understand. And I don't know what they're doing that for in the background, but I wish they'd just move it to one side. Thank you.
Yeah. A little bit more. Yeah. Perfect. Thank you.
Thank you. But we did look at the land, and it was interesting to look at the land and to start to sort of cogitate in our little tiny brains what we could
Speak for yourself.
Yes, sorry, in our midget brains, what we could be possibly doing on our bit of land and the things that we might get up to. This area was very flat. I would like to have seen a little bit more mountainous land, but not quite mountains. After that book we read together, I bought a mountain, in which the hero and heroine were constantly climbing up this Welsh mountain.
Chasing their bloomin' sheep.
Yeah, near Snowdonia, on the Snowdonian sort of, what would you call it, range.
Yes.
Anyway, I think we bored you plenty
Witless. Now. Do you have any wits left?
We will attempt to make these more regular and in different locations, and perhaps a tad more interesting.
Yes.
By actually demonstrating things. But it has been a bit of a tricky few weeks, so that's our excuse, and thank you, and we're sticking to it.
Exactly. Hopefully we'll be able to put in a few little bits and bobs footage that we picked up along the way in Dora's dairy.
Yes, there's some footage down there, I've just noticed. Anyway, I think that's it. Do you think that's
That'll
it?
do.
Does that do?
That'll do, Pig.
Until...
never mind, film quote.
Oh, that'll do, donkey. Never mind, film quote. Thank you very much for watching. We will be back. Sorry about that.
Soon.
And until then, from her...
And from him...
Toodle Pippin.
Pippletoon.